All right, we're going to compute the derivative f prime of x using the limit definition for this function, which is 1 minus 15x to the negative 1. This is number 4 in section 3.2. I would go ahead and rewrite this without the negative exponent. In other words, f of x is 1 minus, this is 15 times the reciprocal of x, or 1 over x, or 15 divided by x. I would write it in that form, just a little bit easier to work with. What is f of x plus h, which I'll need in the limit definition? Well, that's 1 minus 15 divided by the quantity x plus h, right? I'm just replacing x with x plus h. Okay, so here's my limit definition. And I'm going to plug in. So what is f of x plus h? I'm going to plug this in right here in the parentheses, minus f of x. Make sure you put that in parentheses. So all over h. Again, when I plug in h equals 0, I get 0 over 0. So I've got some simplifying to do. And if I just focus on the numerator here, here I've got 1 minus 15 over x divided 15 divided by x plus h. And then this negative sign distributes through, and I get a negative 1 plus 15 over x, right? So 1 minus 1, those are gone. And I have negative 15 divided by x plus h minus a negative plus 15 over x. So this all simplifies down to this. Okay, now I would just like to rewrite this. Negative a plus b is the same as b minus a, right? So in other words, I'm just going to write this negative 15 divided by x plus h plus 15 over x as 15 divided by x minus 15 over x plus h. Same thing. Okay, so again, I'm down to this. If I plug in h equals 0, it's 0 over 0 still. So how do I simplify this expression? Well, I want to get rid of these smaller fractions within the bigger fractions. This compound, need to simplify this compound fraction. So I'm going to do that by multiplying by the least common denominator of all my smaller fractions, which is just x times the quantity x plus h. I multiply the numerator and denominator by that, so I'm multiplying by a grand total of 1. And so the bottom, I just multiply h times x times the quantity x plus h. Leave that factored. Don't distribute the x or the h through this. Leave it factored. But up top now, I've got parentheses around here. I need to distribute this whole thing over these two. And when I multiply this times the 15 over x, the x's cancel. And I'm just left with 15 times the quantity x plus h. Minus, and then here the x plus h is cancel, and I have 15 times x. Okay, distribute the 15 through, 15x plus 15h, and then the 15x minus the 15x go away, and I'm just left with 15h. Okay, so I've simplified the numerator down quite a bit, and now I notice I have this common factor of h. So dividing top and bottom by h, I can now plug in h equals 0. I get 15 over x plus the quantity x plus 0, which is just x, and that becomes 15 divided by x squared. Achieve in the parentheses says it wants it in fraction form, so write it this way, not 15x to the negative 2 power. On tests, sometimes I say write your result without a negative exponent, right? And that's what you would want to do as well. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. If you have questions, as always, let me know.